The reason why we're here is to learn how to set goals towards certain dreams and aspirations. Now,
no, that's mine. That's it.
Have you set a date when you want this done?
My day is,
But see,
I set a date and age.
the thing about a goal is, if it was set already, it wouldn't have been. It would have been. Let's just say
This is what I want to do.
exactly by this day, by this time, and this is how I'm going to achieve it. The reason we're here today is because, like I said, everybody has some type of goal, dream, aspiration that they want to ultimately get to, but don't necessarily or may not know how to set goals properly so that you can get to this point from A to B. So we want to get everybody out today. My hope is that everybody will leave and say, you know what? I do have something that I want to do, and today is the day that I'm going to start it so that I can get to my end goal, whatever it may be.
Which is a short-term
I would
goal.
like to piggyback and say that in a definition of a goal is an observable or measurable end result having one or more objectives to be achieved within a fixed rate of time.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Big words. Big ass words.
Say it one more time for the cameras that didn't catch it.
That is an observable or measurable end result having one or more objectives to be achieved within a fixed time rate. That's a goal.
Zoom in.
So, for example, my goal is by June 24th, 2017, which is the age of 30 for me, to have achieved a maximum of $500,000. The way I'll achieve this is by doing anything possible that I need to do to get to that end result. I gave myself 3 ways of getting it. The first one being I'll buy a home, invest in real estate, which is investing in myself. A 2-flat home. I'll take care of one portion, and whoever the tenant is, they'll take care of my mortgage, putting more money in my pocket, which gives back towards my goal of getting towards this $500,000. Not only that, but my second way I was going to achieve that was starting my own entity, which is a corporation. Now, there's a lot of tax perks for starting up your own corporation. The third way was starting a family restaurant. I give myself 5 years, but I have a definite day. I have a definite time. Those are my goals. So from now up until June 24th, 2017, because it's set and it's definite, I have to get towards that goal, which means I have to maximize my potential towards that. Meaning when it comes to, and when you set goals, that's a long-term goal, but I also have the short-term goals within that. I mean, by the end of this year, I would like to have saved up at least $3,000. By doing that, I would either have to work more and save more. So it's like you have to get towards some type of end goal, but you have to know where you're trying to go to achieve it. Jeff, I heard the song you was playing earlier. So we can take it that you're trying to be your aspiring artist, right?
Yeah.
All right. When do you want to put out a CD?
I plan on having 2 mixtapes done by beginning of summer.
See, that's the same thing I hear all the time from the same, not the same people, but it's not definite. It's always the beginning of summer or the middle of winter. It's always something, but it's never a definite. If you don't give yourself a definite day when you're going to get something done, then you know what you do? You procrastinate. And if you're going to continue to procrastinate, what's the point of even having a dream? Because a dream without a plan is just a wish. So now you wish that your CD come out in the middle of the summertime because you haven't even set a day for when you want to get these things accomplished that you want done. So, next question is, why set a goal? Anybody know?
I think you just explained that.
Why set a goal is to follow your dreams and help others. That's my definition.
Right. And that's the most important thing of setting a goal. It's the why. It's the why portion. Myself, I got 3 kids.
Right.
I set myself those goals because I have 3 kids. I got to send 3 kids to college. Not only that, if something happens to those 3 kids within that time, I got to pay doctor bills, So I gotta have
Oh.
these things established so that if something was to happen to my kids or myself, that financially they'll be secure. That's why I said the goal, the ultimate is a why would you do something. And it's you. The reason why you want to accomplish something got to be based on a reason why that's pertaining towards your goal. I mean, ultimately, or you just be selfish and you don't do shit because you figure, hey, I ain't got no reason or nobody to do it for. I'm pretty sure a lot of us got kids or things, but don't necessarily get towards the goal. And what happens then? You got kids who sitting down watching their parents float through life, and what happened? It's a cycle.
Yeah, it's a cycle, and they do what the parents do.
Of course. So if you establish good habits as such as goal setting, then the kids sit back and they watch it. All you're doing is now we breeding the offspring that achieves more than just talk about it. People always talk. Now is the time to stop talking. It's the time to start doing. And the only way you're going to do that is to set a goal for yourself. And you have to have a definite date, a definite time, and you have to have a reason. That has to be your why. And it can't be something that's selfish, just I want to be rich. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to get to a point where they can live comfortably. But how you going to get there if you never set it, you never set that goal for yourself to get there? You just hope that everything work out.
I was just, when it comes to setting goals, I would just like to read a little bit of this here. It says, so goal setting is used by top-level athletes, successful business people, and achievers in all fields. Setting goals gives you long-term vision and short-term motivation. It focuses your acquisition of knowledge and helps you to organize your time and your resources so that you can make the very most of your life. By setting sharp, clearly defined goals, you can measure and take pride in the achievement of those goals. And you'll see forward progress in what might have previously seemed like a long, pointless grind. You will also raise your self-confidence as you recognize your own ability and competence in achieving the goals that you've set. So when it comes to setting goals, this is a powerful self-improvement tool for yourself.
That's something you should ask yourself. That's something you should ask yourself. Why should I set a goal? Period. Most of the time, if you have a reason to achieve something, you're gonna work that much harder towards that reason. If you motivated more because you know you're helping somebody with your goals, ultimately, when you do it like that, you'll achieve more and you'll feel good about doing it anyway. So it's like the more you have a better reason why or a better understanding of why I'm doing something, you're going to work that much more harder towards it.
So the reason why I say if you're comfortable, you're a worker, and if you're uncomfortable, you're a boss, which means that you put in more work into everything that you do. Like, I have a goal to open up the mini mall. So I'm reaching out at all these things. I'm going to school for computer, IT, and it's a business school. And I'm also, staying over here working with Dre on this music just to get that capital, build that capital where I can just say, oh, I got this money, let me go open up this mall. And, you got to be uncomfortable with certain things that you do because it's all an investment. If you is comfortable, like I say, you're a worker. If you got a dream, you're going to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable means that's growth because you're doing something that you never did before. And a lot of people may not see your dream or understand your dream because it's your dream. They don't know what's inside. Like, I might not understand your dream because I ain't got the same dream as you. But I understand mine, so who is me to talk down on you? You feel me? So that's the whole purpose of the goal setting thing.
SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. When we speak on specific, a specific goal has a much greater chance of being accomplished than a general goal. To set a specific goal, you must answer the 6 W questions. Who, what, where, when, which, and why. Who is involved?
Shit, me.
The what is what do I wish to accomplish.
Right.
The where is you identifying a location.
Right.
When is you establishing your time frame? Which is you identifying your requirements and constraints? And why is the specific reasons, purpose, or benefits of accomplishing the goal?
So if you not getting it done for you, then it should eat at you, and that's why I work as hard as I do, because every day, and not only that, when you write out your goals, you should write them out, and not only write them out, read them. You know, one of the things that we're gonna get to close to the end is accountability. When it comes to accountability, not only should you hold yourself accountable for your actions, but the people that surround you, they should hold you accountable too. They should also hold you to that. You know what? And you know how I am. You told me 3 years, so I'm gonna be on you. But if you tell me a day, I'm gonna be on you even more harder, because I know you got a day set, and I want to make sure you get to your day. So when you do something, you should be held accountable, and not only for yourself, but people that you keep around you should also motivate you to get towards your end goal. So you know that's good. But again, when we leave here today, I want people to be able to be like, you know what, by this day, I'm going to get this done. And just know for a fact, and they got to do whatever it takes inside of them to get whatever their goal is done. Because it's your goal. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody else's. So if you don't get whatever you set out to accomplish, then what? You've only achieved nothing. So, you know what I mean? I'm 25 right now. By the time I turn 30, if I ain't what I want to be, I'm going to be upset at myself. I can't be mad at nobody else.
Yeah.
That's why we here today. That's why the first meeting of 2013 is about setting a goal. So that once we leave here today, everybody have a definite date set in their mind for whatever goal it is they want to achieve. That they know that this is how you set a goal, and this is what I'm going to accomplish. Not only short-term goal. I want to get.
Daily goal.
I want to drop weight. I want to be 160. Either get bigger or little, depending on who I am, by June 24th of this year.
No disrespect.
That's
guys.
a short term. That's a short-term goal. That's a goal that I work towards. Now, in the interim, when I set my short-term goal, then you can start setting your weekly goals. You say, okay, and also your daily goals. You say to get to this weight of 160, or whether I'm losing it or gaining it. In the middle, I'm gonna spend an hour a day working out. Okay, that's a week. I'm gonna spend an hour a week working out. They say per month, I want to be able to maximize what I've done within that week. I want to be able to show that improvement. And you might say, hey, at the end of the month, I'm gonna work out for 2 hours. And then now you study building towards getting towards that short term goal.
Would be to start working out and stop smoking squares and weed.
That's what's up.
And how I'm going to achieve that goal is, for the working out part, I'm going to get up 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday between 5 to 7. And I'm going to jog, push-ups, stretching, doing a minimum of 3 sets of 35, increasing sets by 1 every month. That's how I'm going to get back in shape. Mm-hmm. My second goal, these are short-term goals. My second short-term goal is filing out for a minimum of I want to do 1 new app. I need a job, so I'm going to be filling out applications. A minimum of 1 new app, not just 1 new app, or 1 every day. And I'm going to be doing a follow-up on original apps that I filled out. Within every week, I should have an app that I could do a follow-up on. And I'm going to build a familiarity on a relationship with the human resource departments by bugging them in a good way, sort of sense. So they're going to know me. And showing my eagerness for employment. Also, my goal is to have this all done by February 1st of 2013. Have all this implemented and have a repetition, a pattern of this. I want this to become a bad habit for me.
When does it begin? February 1st?
No, it began January 1st. Excuse me, I was in the future for a second. I'm back in
Okay.
January. 2 J's.
Okay.
My third goal for my mixtape, which I want to have out by June 1st, I want to dedicate 2 hours a day on songwriting, while also completing 1 song a week by Sunday.
If you need that extra incentive or motivation, I don't mind waking you up at 5 in the morning and calling you every day to make sure that you sticking to your goal. I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we here for. Ultimately, we want to help everybody get to whatever that end destination is for them. And if you doing something alone, I find it more harder to try to achieve anything, any goal, whatever. The harder, the more alone you feel when it comes to those things or trying to come to, the harder it is to try to get them done. So if you need me to call you 5 o'clock in the morning, I set my alarm. I'll give you a call. You know, if you need somebody to make sure you ain't smoking cigarettes, I'm gonna smoke my cigarettes in front of you.
Oh, that ain't no
I'm gonna
motivation.
take at least an hour out of this day, or 3 days in Jeff's case, to figure out what I'm gonna ultimately get to, which is he may be trying to get to a certain size, or maybe trying to trim his stomach. Like myself, I have to figure out what I'm gonna need to do. Yeah. So I mean, these weekly goals, and the reason why I gave everybody a blank sheet with weekly goals, because that you should be able, again, when it comes to figuring out your why you doing something, you should be able to take the sheet that I gave you and write down what goals you want to ultimately accomplish. Like Laura with the kids. Hey, you know what? I want my son reading at a 3rd grade level. Okay, she can take a day, she can figure out so it won't be so hectic, because when you got kids, trust me, it's real hectic. You know, boy and a girl, you know, I got 3, so, you know, I got my son, he want to play Red Dead Redemption. My daughter, she want me to do origami with her. It's hard trying to do origami and play the game with my son at the same time. So it's kind of helpful to set those weekly goals for yourself if you have, you know, kids or whatever. So even if you take time, so you can develop a personal relationship with the kids on an individual basis. Hey, you know what? Hey, today is Kyla Day. I can't, Deontay, man, look, we can't play Red Dead today. If your long-term goal is home ownership, then your weekly goal should be, all right, I want to save at least $10 a week. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to get like out of debt, it should be, I want to take, you know, my 1 weekly goal, my 2 weekly goal towards obtaining what I want is taking 10% out of my paycheck every time I get paid before I pay any bills or anything else, and putting it back into my pocket. Before I pay any bill or anything, is to take 10% and pay myself, because I work hard for my money, and all the bills, they gonna still be there. So I take 10%. I mean, a lot of people feel like, okay, I already take 10%, or I allowed my credit union to take 10% of my money already, so I shouldn't take an extra 10% of my money. Don't make sense. Don't make sense, because now you got a forced savings plan where they forcing you to save, or you forcing yourself to save because what you don't see, and then now you're taking an extra 10%, which is, you know, roughly $60, $70. Depending on how your paycheck look, and put it to the side. Now you got $630 or whatever to play with. Now you kind of make better decisions on the things that you spend and that you buy, because now they don't coincide with whatever your goals were. You know what I'm saying? So now is home ownership is a long-term goal. Flat screen TV no longer is in the plans, because it don't coincide with what that goal I set for myself. If I'm gonna save $10, then I can't go buy this. I can't go to McDonald's this week. Maybe we go to McDonald's next week, you know what I'm saying? But I need to save this $10. So, you know, maybe we stop going out as often, because the bigger picture is home ownership. So sometimes you have to cut back on yourself, and that's why you will set a goal for yourself, or weekly goals, because it makes it more manageable to get to the end result. Of course, you always want to get from A to B, but in the interim, you can lose sight of what you're trying to get to. That's why you set a definite day, a definite time, so that now you got a long term set, and now you can work around your short terms. It's a little, it just makes it manageable. It makes it a little bit easier. Then I also have the worksheet, which is like a log-based worksheet that's showing you how to take that day, that weekly day that you say, I'm gonna take this day, and this gonna be, let's just say, this pertains to, how they set this one up. This one pertains to let's just say, this is a day that I would take for fitness. And you can kind of plan your day once you set your weekly goals, or you can kind of plan your day for it. So this will be on a Tuesday. You can kind of plan it. Hey, I'm gonna wake up like Jeff said. We got 24 hours in the day. We got 24 hours in the day. I'm at work 10 hours a day. I got 14 hours to play with. So if I choose to, I can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. From 6 o'clock in the morning, I can work out if I want to for that hour to 7 o'clock. From 7 o'clock, I take my kids to school. I drop them off at 7:15. At 7:30, I'm at work. 8 o'clock, we in the meeting. 8:30, I'm on my way to my first customer. 7:30, I'm clocking out. At 8:30, I'm at home making dinner. At 9 o'clock, the kids are in the bed. At 10 o'clock, I'm studying. At 11 o'clock, I'm praying. At 12 o'clock, I'm sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Kind of set yourself up so that when you have those certain goals set throughout the week, you can accomplish more. And throughout and again, once you get towards that end goal, you feel better because now you actually accomplishing something that you set out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how strong you feel, how you feel you can accomplish anything on your own, teamwork make the dream work. If you don't have nobody to hold you accountable for those things that you say you're going to do, or if you're not even holding yourself accountable, you're not going to really achieve anything. So it's like, even if you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, an ultimate goal, you know, like women, to me, you know what I'm saying, not being biased or anything, but women, when they are, you know, if you was to set goals for yourself, you say, hey, look, by the time I turn 30, I got to be married. You know what I mean? So when you meet that guy, you say, hey, look, these are my goals. If your goals don't coincide with what my goals is, then maybe this is not something that we ultimately want to do. Because by the time I turn 30, I want to be married. What do you want to do by the time you turn 30? He like, shit, well,
I just want to smoke some weed. I just want to get high, get drunk, fuck some bitch, you know.
30 to the roster.
Have fun.
Just want to smile.
I mean, and that's the reason why. And that's the reason why when you have a spouse or whatever, what you ultimately want to do is be able to sit down with that person and write your goals. It's crazy that women always complain that guys don't have whatever is in their best interest, yet they won't sit down with them and say, hey, let's write our goals together. Because, you know, you sit down and set goals, and then you might say, hey, after we done accomplished this stuff and we done made X amount of dollars, we can take a vacation. So now you don't feel left out as a woman because y'all done sat down and y'all done planned together what y'all gonna do. Hey, you know what? We gonna take this vacation on June 30th. You know, we're gonna go to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Now that you set a goal together, y'all can sit down and figure out what it's gonna take to actually get there. So now you can take your bills and you can take the money that you make and maneuver them in a certain way where it works out for the both of you guys, so that you or your spouse won't feel left out when it comes towards those goals that you set. And every day, every week, every month, you should review the goals that you set for yourself. You should go over them. That's why I encourage people to sit down and write your goals out. Write your goals out, because if you write your long-term goals out, then now you can plan around it. Meaning you can sit down and write, like me personally, I want to have a business. Like I said, I want to have $500,000 by June 24th, 2017. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. I got 3 ways of getting it. I'm going to start my own entity. I'm going to buy a 2-flat. I'm going to fly a 2-flat home. And I'm going to start a restaurant business. Now I have to sit down and figure out how I'm going to get this done. So I sat down and I wrote out my business plan. Now that I have my long-term goal and I have my business plan, because a dream without a plan is just a wish. If we has a knowledge, now it's easier for me to sit down and say, okay, this is my goals that I set for myself. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read it. Am I accomplishing these things that I said I'm gonna get? And if I'm not accomplishing them, how the hell I'm gonna get towards the end date of June 24th, 2017 of only $500,000 if I'm lacking?